He peered through a window into the blizzard, and the car yawed in the wind, then swung, almost throwing him off balance. "You have your cell with you, hun?" he asked. "Yes. You know, just in case we lose each other in this whiteout." "We won't," she said confidently. He patted his chest and frowned. Patted it again, then tugged open another zipper. "Geez," he said, and began to pat all over the front of his stylish black Bognor ski jacket. "I can't believe it, how stupid. I must have left mine back in the room." "I'm sure I saw you put it in your top right-hand pocket before we left," she said. He checked all over again, and his trouser pockets. "God damn it, must have fallen out somewhere. Maybe when we were putting our skis on." "We're going to stay close. Just in case we do get separated, then plan B is we both ski back down to the Croisette and meet there. Just follow the signs for Courchevel, 1850. It's well posted all the way." "Maybe we should ski straight back down and go and check it's not lying in the snow outside the hotel." "Someone will find it if it is, darling. No one's going to steal it. Not at that lovely hotel." "We'd better go back down. I need it. I have a couple of important calls to make this afternoon." "Okay," she said. "Sure, fine. We'll ski fast." 5 minutes later, the cable car slowed right down, and a shadow loomed ahead. The car rocked from side to side, bumping against the buffered sides of the station, slowly sliding in before stopping. Then the doors opened, and they stepped out in their heavy ski boots onto the gridded metal walkway. They shuffled along it, then carefully down the steps and out into the ferocious blizzard, their faces stinging from snow as hard as hailstones. They could barely see a few feet in front of them, and the group ahead, ducking down and clipping into their boards, were little more than shadowy silhouettes. As they stood beside a sign mostly obscured with snow, Walt laid their skis down on the ground, kicked the ice away from the bottom of his boots, tapping them with his ski poles to make extra sure there were no lumps of snow stuck there, then stepped into his bindings and snapped them shut. As the silhouettes began to move away, Jodie said, "Hang on a sec, darling. I need to clean my visor." Walt waited, turning his face away from the wind as best he could, while Jodie tugged down one of her zippers, produced a tissue, and wiped the inside of her visor, then the outside. "This is horrible," he had to shout to make his voice heard. "We're almost at the highest point in the whole resort," she said. "As soon as we get off this ridge, we'll be out of the wind." "I hope you're right. Maybe we should start with something easy. Is there a blue run back down? I don't fancy anything too challenging in this goddamn visibility." "There is, and it's lovely. There's one tiny steep bit to get into it, then it'll be a glorious cruise. It's my favourite run." He watched the last of the silhouettes disappearing as Jodie pulled her gloves back on, then stepped into her skis. "Ready?" she asked. "Uh-huh." She pointed to the right. "We go down here." "Are you sure? Everyone else has gone that way." He pointed in the direction that the others who had been in the cable car with them had taken. "You want the hardcore black rundown or a gentle blue?" "Blue," he said emphatically. "That crazy lot have all taken the black." She glanced over her shoulder and could just make out the cable car leaving the station for its return journey. It would be around 15 minutes before the next load of skiers arrived. Right now, they were alone. "Blue?" she said. "Are you sure? I'm sure you'd cope with the black." "Not in this visibility." "Then we go this way," she said. "I can't see any sign pointing this way, hun. There must be a signpost up here, surely." With one ski pole, she began to brush away the fresh powder snow from the ground beside her. After a moment, tracks were revealed beneath it, frozen into the cruddy, icy surface beneath. "See?" she said. He peered at them. They led straight ahead for a couple of yards before disappearing into the swirling white blizzard. Looking relieved, he smiled. "Clever girl. I'll follow you." "No, you go first in case you fall over. I can help you up. Just follow the tracks. Bend your knees and brace yourself because the first 50 yards or so are a bit steep, then it levels out. Just let yourself go." She shot an anxious glance around her to make absolutely sure no one was watching. "Okay," he said with a sudden burst of enthusiasm. "Here goes. Yee-haw!" He launched himself forward on his poles like a racer out of the gate and whooped again. Yee-haw! Then his voice turned into a terrible scream just for one fleeting second, before it was swallowed by the wind. Then silence. Jodie turned round, then, pushing with her poles, headed off in the direction all the other skiers had taken, oblivious to the wind and the stinging snow on her cheeks.